For long months, England fans have finally been waiting for another game. Who'd be an England fan? So welcome back to the channel. My name's Gary, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving my predictions for the two up-and-coming friendly games against Switzerland and Ivory Coast. So our first opponent is going to be Switzerland this Saturday at Wembley Stadium. It's a 5:30 kickoff. I cannot wait for this. I've got tickets, so can't wait to be there, experience it, get to meet some of the fans as well. Looking at Switzerland then, they're currently ranked 14th in the FIFA rankings for anyone who cares about them. Out of the two games, this is going to be the toughest one, but looking at Switzerland's last set of games, so their last five, they've all been World Cup qualifiers, and like us, Switzerland haven't played since last November, so they're in exactly the same position as what we are. They've won 3 of their last 5 games, that's including wins against Lithuania, Northern Ireland and Bulgaria. However, they also drew 0-0 with Northern Ireland. That was back in September of last year, but they did pick up an incredibly impressive 1-1 draw away at Italy in the Olimpico Arena. Vidma with an absolute screamer, and if anyone remember, Jorginho missed that last-minute penalty, but it was a great result for Switzerland that took them through eventually as group winners and resigned Italy to the second-place playoff. So Switzerland are obviously no mugs. They're a good footballing team, European football team, 14th in the world. They've had a mixed bag of results. England's record, though, as I've discussed in the last video, you want to check that out. England have got a really impressive record against Switzerland. The last time we lost against them was in 1981. I fully expect England to come away with victory here. We've still got some good players, Switzerland, players that the Premier League will know, such as Granit Xhaka and Shaqiri, but I don't think they're going to offer us much in terms of threat. I think England are going to be too strong at home. I don't think England are going to concede. I'm going to go for 2-0 England. Comfortable win. I don't think there's going to be much to trouble us. Still going to be an interesting night, though, for Gareth Southgate to test some players out against a competitive opponent, so should be a good game, and here's hoping for a 2-0 victory. So moving on to the Ivory Coast then, our first ever game against the Ivory Coast, so an historic event. That's taking place on Tuesday the 29th of March. I believe it's 7:45 kickoff at Wembley Stadium. Again, for those that care, Ivory Coast are ranked 51st in the world. Obviously, because of the African Cup of Nations, have had a different run of events recently. They've played more recently. Well, they've played this year. Their last game was in January, where they were knocked out of the African Cup of Nations by Egypt on penalties. However, they've also recently built Algeria 3-1 in the African Cup of Nations, drew 2-2 with Sierra Leone, and won 1-0 against Equatorial Guinea. So prior to that, going back to last November, they actually lost 1-0 to Cameroon in a World Cup qualifier. So a mixed bag of results for Ivory Coast. They're not the team they used to be, but you know, they could still upset people. It's going to be a different style of football for England to play against. I expect Ivory Coast actually to be a lot more physical than Switzerland will be. I think it's going to be an interesting game, but I still think it's going to be very comfortable for England. More comfortable than what the Switzerland game will be. I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory on the night. Wilfried Zaha is obviously going to be their biggest threat, a player England know well and a player who knows England well. So we all know what he can do, any Premier League fan, so he will be a big threat, but I don't think he's going to have enough on his own to trouble us too much. I think it is going to be comfortable. I don't think we'll concede again. So yeah, 3-0 for me, I think is a realistic possibility. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Leave me your comments of your match predictions below and drop me a line if you're going to be at Wembley on Saturday. Thank you very much. See you on the next video.